What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to episode 2 of Brody Pod. We're back, second week. Yep, second
baby.
week. They thought we'd be one and done, one hit
They
wonders.
thought we were done, dude. They thought
We're
we
not
weren't coming
done. We're
back.
actually getting better. I feel like episode 1's out. Thank you everyone who listened, shared, commented, found out a bunch of new stuff, and hopefully we can make it better. Yeah, so we actually probably, if you're watching this on Spotify, and I say watching this because there should be video on Spotify. If there's not, we'll get it next week, but it should be working now. We're also on Apple Podcasts now. Figured out how to get that verified. And the social medias as well. Matt's running the Twitter. We do have an Instagram. The Instagram to be determined how active that's going to be. But we're very active on TikTok at Brody Pod. Be sure to go follow, comment, drop a take that we'll be posting clips from the show. So if you see something on there that you want to comment on.
And y'all's takes couldn't be any worse than ours.
Yeah,
especially
feel
mine.
free. Yeah, and it was a bad week of takes. We realized after episode 1, put a mic in front of our face, we don't say that every take's going to be, 100% accurate.
You want the wrong takes for the entertainment purposes.
Yeah, and sometimes you swing and miss, but, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
At least we swung, dude.
Yeah, at least we're swinging. But with that, we can get into it. Matt, do you have anything else you want to add for the intro?
No, I mean, not really. Kind of hit the nail on the head. We're just going to try each week to improve, whether it's, like production wise or content wise, analysis wise, whatever it may be. We just want to give you all the best product we can.
Yeah, like we said, this is something that's going to be just continuously improving on. Hopefully the audio sounded good in the first episode. I believe I have the audio levels and everything set up. Also, you'll see that this, it does kind of auto clip a little bit, like auto cuts and stuff. That's just the software we use. It actually has some AI in there, so it's pretty cool. It makes editing very easy for the podcast. But with that, we can get into week 3 of the NFL season. I can't believe it. We're already into week 3. The season is upon us, and we now know, if it happens one time, it's an anomaly. 2 times, okay. 3 times, that's what makes it a trend. And I guess we could start off with Thursday night football. We forgot to talk about Thursday night football last podcast on the last episode of the podcast.
That was a brain fart on our part.
Well, also it's a week old, so it's
pretty much.
By the time we get this up, we don't really know exactly what's happening. Also, we might not be focusing too much on the fantasy aspect of the podcast. We're going to do kind of more the general storylines and then the takes off of that. So with the first game, Thursday night football, it was Dolphins at the Bills. Dolphins 21-31.
Salute thriller. It's closer than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, honestly, I actually was watching this game a little bit. I was at a softball game, but we had it on in the dugout, so I'd come back every now and then, see the score updates. Biggest takeaway I got from this, Dolphins now starting, they're 0-3, I believe. And so that kind of, is there some trouble in Miami? Is Mike McDaniels going to be on the hot seat? I know I read something that said the Dolphins aren't going to make any changes drastic and during the season. This may be something that comes after the season. But I think Mike McDaniels' time in Miami, if he doesn't get it turned around, could be coming to an end. Also, I've heard Tyreek Hill possibly on the trade block, could possibly be going back to the Chiefs, which would be huge.
That would be spicy, dude. They need receiver help.
And Josh Allen is exactly who we thought Josh Allen was. Bills are off to a hot start. And going to continue, and we'll talk about a little bit later on coming up in the episode about, next week's matchups that are coming up. Matt, do you have anything else in this game?
Yeah, I wanted to talk about Tua. I mean, it looks like he's progressing. I mean, a couple of years ago, he was either led the league in passing yards, or he was certainly top 5. But he just doesn't look that good. He was known for his accuracy, not so much as his arm strength, arm talent, but he used to be able to get the ball where it needs to go, tight windows. I mean, he has Tyreek Hill, he's got Jalen Waddle. Those guys are open probably every play, and he's just not really getting them the ball. I saw a clip this past week where he overthrew Tyreek, and Tyreek was not happy with that. He was visibly upset on the field. So
yeah,
I don't know how much longer Tua has there. Obviously, he's under contract, but I don't think he's the guy.
A-Chain has been playing very well this season. He's one of the bright spots in Miami. But yeah, it's kind of, I don't know. It seemed like Tua and the Dolphins were in on this game, and then just kind of fell apart at the end. I think there was a pick at the end. And it kind of puts the blame kind of back on Tua moving forward. But overall, I mean, the Bills, that's a tough matchup. I think Miami honestly got lucky with this matchup. Normally, when they have to go to Buffalo, it's in the winter, and Miami is not a cold weather team. They enjoy the warm weather. There's something about those
No kidding.
uniforms in the cold that doesn't play well. So I think honestly, they had a real good shot there to take out the Bills. But I think it could only get worse now for Miami moving forward. Oh, with that, that's the Thursday night game. I know everyone probably wants to, I forgot to mention this in the start of the episode, but everyone probably wants to hear the Cowboys takes and the Saints take. We're going to do these games in order of how they happened. There is timestamps in the podcast, but me and Matt both had bad weeks. I thought maybe,
One had worse than the other.
One had a lot worse of a loss.
We'll get to that, though.
We'll get into it. The next game will go the noon slate. It was Packers at the Browns. And surprisingly, Packers 10, Browns 13. I was not able to catch much of this game. I had a bunch of games on. I was kind of flipping back and forth. I did see that this one was low scoring, so that was surprising to me. But
I was able to watch a lot of it.
So what did you gather from this game?
I mean, it was just defensive stand after defensive stand. I think towards the end of the game, Browns had the ball on the goal line, and the Packers were able to keep them out. And eventually got them. I think they got a huge sack on third down. They had to punt to them.
It definitely seemed like a defensive slugfest of a game. I don't know. I thought the Packers were going to easily, I think even in our preview last week, we both took the Packers. This is kind of a surprising loss for the Packers. I mean, honestly, the way it ended in a field goal block for the Browns, that makes things you never know. Special teams. It was a big week of special teams for the NFL. But yeah, I thought, Packers were going to win this and the Browns were going to have to start answering questions of, is it time to bring in Shedeur Sanders or Dylan Gabriel? Maybe that clock gets pushed back now if they, keep eking out these wins. But I don't know. Did you see anything else in this game?
That's about it. I mean, it was nice to see Joe Flacco happy on the sideline, excited after the game winner.
Packers are going, or I guess Micah Parsons returns to Dallas next week. We'll talk about that more in the preview of the NFL games that are coming up in week 4. Next game, Colts 41, Titans 20. I don't think this is a shocker that the Colts won. I think the shock value is in how much they won by. Daniel Indiana Jones strikes again. I think he's going to be kind of in the MVP race moving forward. If he keeps playing like this, I did see he's the first quarterback with 3 passing touchdowns and 3 rushing touchdowns and no turnovers in his first 3 games. Has Daniel Jones figured out how to play football effectively? And I'm sorry for any Giants fans that are listening to the podcast because you probably don't want to hear this. Jonathan Taylor also off to a fantastic start. He was running crazy. I think the Colts are just a fun and frisky team.
I like that, man. I think it's time to put them in the best team conversation at least. They had their first punt today in three games.
Yeah, it was nice to see the Colts still have a punter.
You got to put them there, dude. They're 3-0.
3-0. I think the schedule might be favorable moving forward. But Daniel Jones, he's just spreading the ball, distributing it well. I think that I'm gonna be honest. The year he spent in Minnesota with Kevin O'Connell, has really turned his career around. And I keep saying it. I said it last week. He just looks good in the Colts uniform. He's looking like he's moving the ball well. He's seeing it well. He's seeing all the gaps where he needs to throw it. And their defense is coming up big too. So I like the Colts moving forward. I think we both are in agreement on that.
Yeah, and I'm just quick glance at their remaining schedule. It's not hard. So they have they are probably going to win the division. The AFC South.
Yeah, I mean, the AFC South is so weak this year.
It's not tough, but they could end up, I don't know, 1 seed, maybe. Who knows? A
little
early to say something like that.
Yeah, moving forward, we'll talk about the teams that are 3-0. I think we have 6 left. So we'll take a debate on who's going to be the last 3-0 team standing. Or not 3-0, last undefeated team standing. The next game, Bengals at Vikings. We were so wrong about this game. Bengals 10, Vikings 48. I think in our preview, he said, this is the battle of the LSU receivers with backup quarterbacks. And by God, we couldn't have been more wrong. It was more Jake Browning versus the Vikings defense. I think
it is Jake Browning versus Isaiah Rodgers, cornerback for the Vikings. He had a pick six. And a fumble return for a touchdown, and then another forced fumble or another
absolutely huge day for Isaiah Rodgers. And honestly, the Vikings defense as a whole, we won't be focusing too much on the fantasy aspect. But if you had the Vikings defense, you were happy with that start. Jake Browning, I don't know. He came in last week, played really good, but now there's debate of whether the Bengals should go and try and talk to the Falcons about Kirk Cousins coming in. I
Interesting.
think
I would
that
like
would
to.
make
I would like to
some
see.
sense.
I want to see Jameis Winston there and the
Yeah, and
orange and
Kirk Cousins,
black.
his contract is probably the biggest thing holding that up. I
His
mean,
contract's humongous.
the Bengals aren't known for paying players or are known for not paying players. And I don't know if they would want to take on that contract, especially if there's an estimate return of Joe Burrow coming back, possibly December. I think the Bengals, depending on what their record looks like, will say,
Gonna be out of the playoffs by then, dude.
yeah, do you bring Joe Burrow back, or if they are just on a losing streak, they may just shut him down for the year. And also, like, December is the earliest return timetable for Joe
Yeah.
Burrow. So
I will say their next 3 games: Broncos, Lions, Packers. So that's certainly be 3 straight losses.
yeah,
Probably
Broncos
will.
line. Yeah, those are all strong defenses that they're going to be going up against. They're going to have to figure something out. Also, I saw in this game in Minnesota, Aaron Jones was out. So I think that was a late added to the injury report. So if you have Aaron Jones, there's concern there. I didn't see why he was out. But just, yeah, he's an aging running back. You never know. Vikings, they're going to go. Carson Wentz looked good. Like we said, Justin Jefferson versus Jamar Chase wasn't really the talk of this game. I think they had pretty similar stats. So if anything, they're dead even, and the debate is not settled on them yet.
Yeah, I will say Jordan Mason, backup running back for the Vikings, certainly stepped up. Had over 100,000.
100,000 is a crazy game.
100,000, dude. Over 100 yards, 2 touchdowns. Really good game for him. He looks really solid. So they're not going to miss Aaron Jones too much.
Vikings as a whole, and this might, if Carson Wentz keeps playing crazy, do we even see JJ McCarthy come back? Is that 2 to 4 weeks? I heard that was possibly just a soft benching. It was something that he could have come and played through, but if Carson Wentz keeps balling out, who knows?
Yeah, no need to rush him back in.
Yeah, no need to rush him. Hey, go ahead, let that ankle really heal there, JJ. We don't need you. Yeah, we'll save you for the playoffs or something.
Take a load off, buddy.
Yeah, take a lap, man. Just go ahead and just go hang out on the sideline for. Moving on to the next game, Steelers 21, Patriots 14. I think in the preview last week, we both took the Steelers on this. This game was a lot closer than I expected it to be. Even the high scoring. Aaron Rodgers, I think we both saw, kind of did fairly well. He passes Brett Favre on the all-time touchdown list now. He stands alone at 4th with 510 touchdowns. Aaron Rodgers might have found himself a new home. Who knows for how long, because he is an aging quarterback.
He is turning back the clock.
In Pittsburgh.
Also, Steelers defense, 4 fumbles and an interception.
Okay, so they were
4 fumble recoveries and a pick.
This was one of the other games I didn't really get a chance to catch. I just know that they were balling out, and I didn't know that they had that many turnovers going on.
4 fumbles is absurd. I don't think I've ever seen that in an NFL game. But not to take anything away from Aaron Rodgers, he's still playing very well.
Yeah,
Steelers defense just looks very good as well. So
yeah, I mean, Aaron Rodgers, he's going to distribute the ball well. He's going to get to all his receivers. DK, Calvin Austin. Actually, I don't know if any other receivers other than those guys. So those might just be the 2 main weapons. I know the Steelers people were talking that they need to get a wide receiver 2 for DK, but I think Calvin Austin's kind of come in and stepped into that role. Also, the running back situation, it's still running back by committee, and their defense, the Steelers always have a strong defense, so I'm not surprised to see the 4 fumble turnovers that they were able to force. Patriots, on the other hand, Drake May, he's a quarterback that's coming into his own. We'll kind of see moving forward what they can do. I don't think they had high expectations this year, but we'll kind of get into, what they got coming up down the road and the preview for the next week. Next game, if you're an Eagles fan, you're happy. Rams 26, Eagles 33. The Eagles absolutely survive, and on actually another crazy field goal block. They're just, like we said, it was the week of special teams. If your team had really good special teams, you probably were able to pull one out. I did see Jordan Davis was able to block this kick, and I saw a little fun fact about him. When he blocked the kick, grabbed the ball, was running. They tracked his speed. Top speed was 18 miles an hour. It is the fastest. It is the fastest any man in the NFL that is over 330 pounds has run.
That brother was moving.
Absolutely moving. Didn't need to score to win the game, but this is just goes back to what I say. The Eagles draft guys from Georgia and Alabama. I don't know why more teams don't do this. Draft the guys that are winning national championships in college. And turns out your NFL team will be really good.
It turns out drafting Alabama and Georgia players pays dividends.
But this game
Also,
was back and forth the whole game. I mean,
yeah,
it was the Rams had them on the ropes, and I think this is something we'll see. We see it in the playoffs of the Rams. I mean, the Rams are looking good. They just got an unlucky break with the field goal block.
yeah. Also, Jordan Davis actually had 2 field goal blocks in that game, a sack as well as that blocked field goal return for a touchdown. So
Oh,
incredible game for him. He's easily already one of the best
so
10
watch out
defenders
for
in the
your
league.
kickers if they're going against the Eagles, man. That's
Yeah, no kidding.
might be time to move them around in the fantasy. The next game, Jets 27, Buccaneers 29. This game was early on. Buccaneers had control and then kind of came back. The Jets came back. The Buccaneers were rocking their throwback 1976 jerseys. Those are
No,
probably the cleanest jerseys in the NFL.
dude, I hate the Buccaneers, obviously, but those unis are incredible. I mean, they're probably one of my top 3 or 5
I think
that
they're
I've
the
seen.
cleanest. It's like the nice faded orange and like the
Yeah,
cream.
the creamsicle, dude. I think they're plain creamsicle, where creamsicle is the main color. I think those are dope as well.
I
But
think
these are a nice change.
we picked the Buccaneers to win this game, but had I known they were wearing those jerseys, I would have said, "Hey, go ahead, put the house on 'em. You ain't losing in those jerseys. You can't lose in those jerseys."
Put the kids' college fund on them.
Also, if I would have known Justin Fields was going to be out with concussion and Tyrod Taylor was starting, I definitely would have said, "Bet the house on the
Yeah.
Buccaneers."
I know he got injured last week. I did not know it was a concussion.
Yeah, I did.
Obviously, he's not going to play this week.
Yeah, I mean, that's just something you're going to see with a running quarterback. Someone that is looking for a concussion is Baker Mayfield. The way that boy runs the ball, he's out there looking for contact. We didn't get to talk about it last week because it was going on while we were recording the show. But he is seeking to get hit. He wants to get hit and he wants to get up and talk shit to somebody. That's just the Baker Mayfield.
Him and Cam Scadabo are cut from the same cloth in that regard.
I do think Baker is playing out of his mind. I think since he's been at Tampa Bay, he's been playing out of his mind. I saw that he's leading in like passing touchdowns since going to the Buccaneers. I did also see that there was a little bit of beef, a little bit of extra juice for this game. Baker Mayfield versus the Jets defensive coordinator Steve Wilks. Baker said in the post game that he wanted to win this game because that's the guy when he was in Carolina wanted him cut from the roster.
Really?
Yeah, so he was.
That's a fun little.
Yeah,
That's a fun little tidbit.
I was in the post game. I was like, oh, of course. If I would have even known, I even know that I didn't know he had beef from the Panthers. He had such a short stint there.
A revenge game for Baker, huh?
Yeah, if you try and take Baker down, man, he's not going to forget. He's also just like you said. I think he's a quarterback that, as he's gotten older, we say it all, or at least I say it all the time with quarterbacks as they age. Like you figure out the game. And it looks like Baker Mayfield has figured out the game. The Buccaneers as a whole are just looking like a complete team. Their defense was flying around. There was a pick 6 in this game. The running game's looking good. Obviously, you got Mike Evans and Emeka Egbuka. Emeka Egbuka is actually possibly Rookie of the Year candidate right now.
Yeah,
with the way he's balling out.
He had a one-handed catch on the sideline that was incredible, man.
That was probably catch of the day. I'm just thinking off the top of my head. But
yeah, probably.
Micah Egbuka, I wish I would have taken him higher in my fantasy. I wish I just would have drafted him. I didn't draft him in any of my leagues, but he's looking like an absolute dog this season.
Yeah, I just want to say, like, Baker was given up on way too early in his career. I think he had like 4 different head coaches in his time with the Browns.
Well, it's crazy that people are saying like we're happy for Baker. It's glad to see him come back. They're saying that because he was drafted by the Browns. Like they feel bad for him because he was drafted by the Browns. Now look at him.
That team is a black hole.
Yeah, it's like a quarterback graveyard. You go to although, credit to Joe Flacco, they beat the Packers this week. Not to get back on Browns Packers talk, but I just know from that time that he was there, it wasn't looking good. And then he's kind of moved around. He was a journeyman for a little bit. It's nice to see he's found a home. Also, I think he just looks good in the Tampa Bay uniform. So Bucs are looking strong moving ahead. The next game, Raiders 24, Commanders 41. Jane Daniels was ruled out this game. I think last week I said no matter what, I was taking the Commanders, even if he was out or in. Matt took the Raiders. I also didn't realize.
Yeah.
I think I just forgot, but Marcus Mariota is still in the NFL, and the back quarterback. I didn't
Yeah.
get to see too much of this game, but I mean, the score alone would let you know that Marcus Mariota was playing good, and I did see people
Yeah,
are
it was
concerned about Genty.
well, okay, first of all, yeah, Commanders were able to run the ball, establish a run early. They had a 60-yard run from McNichols. Mm, my
Who?
one of my exactly, Jeremy McNichols, yeah. But, one of my sleeper fantasy picks, Bill Krosky finally got his first score of the NFL
Oh, was his
in
first
the
touchdown
NFL.
of the season?
He did, yeah. I mean, they were just running the ball, obviously, Marcus Mariota isn't the passer he once was, but he is the runner. I did
Yeah.
see him take off for a 30-yard run, and then he tried to hurdle some guy. He thought he was back at Oregon. He tried to hurdle some defender, and he fumbled the ball, but I think they recovered it anyways, but
I think what I always see with backup quarterbacks, and this might just be something that NFL teams do, but the they try and find like people that are similar to their starter quarterback. Marcus Mariota, I mean, he's not Jane Daniels, but he does have the running ability, and was a first round pick, was a very high first round pick. Was he first overall over Jameis, or was Jameis first overall?
Jameis was number
Jameis
1.
was first overall, and I think
Yeah.
Marcus Mariota was second overall. So I mean, still a good quarterback. As he's aged, he's also figured out how to play the game. I think we also didn't talk about in the last podcast episode because it was a Thursday night game, but Austin Eckler was out for the season with the
Yeah.
Achilles.
That could be his career, honestly, with his age and the depth that the Commanders have.
Yeah, I think also with Cliff at the helm, calling the offensive plays, I think that just is a really good fit. I do like the Commanders. I don't like them to win the NFC East. I think that's going to be the Eagles, obviously, but we'll see moving forward what they can do and how, when Jay Daniels gets back. Hopefully he's back next week because,
Yeah, I don't think it was a very serious
I think it was just a knee
thing.
injury. I think they were just aiding on the side of caution there.
Also, to the Raiders' credit, Gino had fantastic game, almost 300 yards passing, 3 passing touchdowns. Their offense really wasn't the issue. They had over 300 yards total, well over that. I guess their defense just is not that good. Also, touching on the Genty thing, this has been, I guess, a thing the first 3 weeks that he's like a bust or that he's not that good or something like that. He can't hack it at this level. The Raiders' O-line is easily the worst in the NFL. They are horrendous, treacherous. They suck. And
Have
even, I mean,
seen
if you're box score watching, yes, it looks like Genty is playing bad and that he is not as good as he should be being drafted that high. But if you actually watch him play, I mean, he's breaking tackles in the backfield because he has to, because the O-line's not blocking. And he's breaking tackles and he's getting extra yards. He's getting passes out of the backfield. They just need, obviously, to get that O-line set and upgraded. I think before Genty takes that next step up, which I think he will eventually.
Yeah, I think Genty will be good. It's hard to judge a running back in 3 games of their career, what they're going to do moving forward. I think he has all the tools.
Ryan Clark did.
Yeah, I didn't. What was he saying about Genty?
That
He
he's
said he's
just
calling him a bust.
pretty much just not that good. Yeah, that's what he said. It's just not good.
That's just the hot takes of the sports shows. They got to get something. They got to fish out there a little bit. But I mean, I think you're right. I haven't really paid attention to the Raiders O line. I know their defense. Their defense is really good. I know Gino seems like the guy, had a good season last year in Seattle. Moving forward, we'll see. I think their number 1 receiver, who do they have? Is it Jacoby Myers?
Well, that is their listed number 1 receiver, but in actuality, it's Trey Turner.
Okay. So
Trey
yeah,
Tucker, excuse me.
so receiver and O-line is probably what's holding the Raiders back. Pete Carroll will probably get it figured out. I don't know. He's also the oldest coach in the NFL.
But he is a defensive-minded guy, that's for sure.
Yeah, so he's not really looking at the offensive side of the ball. We'll see. Well, I think it's hard to, expect a rookie running back to come in. I mean, we'll get into Scadabo, who's absolutely tearing it up right now, but we'll see with Genty moving forward. Next game, Falcons 0, Useg, and Panthers 30.
I'll tell you what, man. Scoring 0 points in an NFL game is
Especially with these kickers nowadays.
absurd. And especially with the touchback being at the 35 now. You get 10 extra yards. To start with, you only have to go 65. I mean, you can't go 65 yards.
And
You can't go 30 yards and kick a field goal.
Yeah, that's insane. I did watch this game. It seems like if you just look at the box score, it was a whopping. I did see I guess if you are looking at the box score, Falcons did lead in total yards, total plays, yards per play, and first downs in this game. So they were moving the ball. It's just like they were just getting bad breaks when they got to either like the red zone or just, the turnovers. I don't know. The Panthers, I wouldn't expect them to be able to go 30-0 on a team, but they did.
Yeah, credit to them.
Concerns for the Falcons moving forward. Michael Penix didn't look too bad, but the NFC South is definitely going to be, I think it's going to be Tampa's division to lose.
Yeah, they did actually. They benched Michael Penix. I think the
yeah.
score was like 24-0 or 23-0 something.
I think I had turned it off by then.
They put in Captain Kirk, dude.
Did he look good? You didn't get to see him at all?
I did not, no. But it doesn't look like he did that well.
It doesn't look like he came in and changed the game.
30 yards passing now.
Okay, we'll just move on to the next game.
Yeah, there's nothing to talk. Oh, they had their new kicker had missed 2 field goals.
The one that they did. Oh yeah, also Younghoe Koo officially.
Go ahead.
Younghoe Koo officially out of the league now. He was released by the Falcons, so maybe they're cursed.
Yeah, they're going with Parker Romo, Tony Romo's cousin.
Which doesn't sound. I said doesn't sound like he did too hot. Put up a goose egg.
Yeah,
so Falcons as a whole just need to look in the mirror at themselves.
I can't say that I'm upset about it because I hate the Falcons.
Next game, last game of the noon slate, Texans 10, Jaguars 17. I was watching this game back and forth a little bit between the other games. My biggest question mark is Brian Thomas Jr. He did show up. He had a last second or like last drive or something, had like a 70-yard catch or something. I don't know. Jaguars but this game just looked like both offenses were in the mud and they just could not get anything in gear or moving. It just seemed like it was very back and forth. Another defensive game. I'm surprised the score was as high as it was at 17-10. So did you catch this game, Matt?
I did not, but I think it might be time to have a tough conversation about CJ Stroud. I think we're almost there.
Yeah, it's about time. I mean, was the sophomore stuff last season or is it this season technically? Okay.
No, this is his 3rd year.
Yeah, so
it's
maybe
not looking any better.
I don't know what the junior year thing is. They say the sophomore slump.
It's supposed to be junior jump, right?
Junior jump, yeah.
Junior jump downward or something. Junior jump off the cliff. Dude.
Yeah, CJ Stroud, like I said, if you put up 10 points in NFL games, it's hard to win. And Houston's probably now got to start also. If the Falcons are looking in the mirror, the Texans are looking right back at them. So we'll see moving forward. But not too much to talk about this game. Jaguars win. Trevor Lawrence looked all right, but nothing crazy. Afternoon slate. This is the game that everyone probably wants to hear. As a Cowboys fan, Cowboys 14, Bears 31. What did you expect, man? Our defense is not going to be good. They haven't been good. I don't know how you looked at that Giants game last week and said, oh, yeah, we'll be good moving forward. The Giants hang up 35, 38 on us?
30, it was close to 40.
Hang up 30 plus on you. Yes. It's not a good sign, especially if you see what the Giants did last night against the Chiefs.
37.
Our defense isn't good. I will say maybe a little saving grace on why we didn't outscore the Bears this time. CeeDee Lamb, ankle injury. I know there was an MRI planned, and I know that he said that he was optimistic about next week versus Green Bay, but apparently he's out for a couple weeks. Is that true?
Yeah, I think it's 3 to 4. High ankle sprain. So it's not anything to be super worried about.
Yeah, and the play that I saw, how he got it rolled with the defender tackling from behind, it looked pretty gruesome. And then as you could see, he was wincing on the sideline, got it taped up, went out, came back for a little bit. He actually came back in the game for one play, ran a route, and was like, no, I can't do it anymore.
Really?
Dak Prescott didn't look good in this game either. I think once they were down by a lot, he had to start pushing the ball, and the Bears just teed off on him. I mean, from the jump, this game was... we had a great stop on the defense. Offense goes out there, breaks off a long run from Javonte Williams, and then that ball gets stripped. And I think from there on, it was just the Bears game. I was actually talking to a Bears fan during this game, and they were expecting a second half collapse from the Bears. If anything, the Bears, I think, got stronger after halftime. I mean, they were running flea flickers. Caleb Williams was looking great. They were running the ball. Who's the running back? And who was it? What's his name for the Bears?
DeAndre Swift.
DeAndre Swift. DeAndre Swift looked like an elite running back against the Cowboys defense, running all over us. I don't know what it is, but it seems like all these young quarterbacks, if they're going to have a breakout game, it's against the Cowboys. It's something about the star when it comes into town or when they roll into Dallas. They like to just go and play insane. I think CJ Stroud even had like his breakout game against the Cowboys back in like his rookie year. Moving forward, I'm not optimistic about the Cowboys. We got Green Bay next week. Micah's homecoming.
He might go for 12 sacks.
Yeah, I did see who's the backup quarterback for the Cowboys? Well, Joe Milton. Joe Milton came in, has a rocket for an arm. I think some Cowboys fans were like, "Oh yeah, Joe Milton, this will be our guy moving forward." He's not the guy moving forward. He's got a rocket strapped to his arm, but he cannot control that rocket.
Yeah, I mean, he might take out somebody on the sideline, dude.
But
get him concussed.
Yeah, Cowboys our defense isn't good. 14 points isn't going to cut it. I will say George Pickens looked great in this game. Had a couple good one-handed catches, but it's tough because you don't have CeeDee Lamb to worry about anymore. So it makes, some our number one moving in that game. So, and then you got maybe Kevontae Turpin or who else knows comes in. Cowboys just didn't look good. This is the thing about being a Cowboys fan. You can't get too high, can't get too low. Obviously, our fans, they're going to get high, they're going to get low. So we'll see moving forward. I don't know. It's early in the season, so we can figure it out. I think Schottenheimer, this is going to be a real test to see how he can get the team motivated, especially for next week. It's a big one coming in. I think if you go in and you beat, or if you, hold your home field and beat Green Bay, everyone gets back on sipping the Kool-Aid of, the Cowboys are looking good this year. But I think with our secondary and our defense as a whole, you can't have super high expectations. You might as well just punt on the year, which I think that's be something we could just be doing a lot.
I'll tell you who did look good, though. Caleb Williams.
Yeah, Caleb Williams.
What a day for that young man.
That's what I said. The young quarterbacks, they just look good against the Cowboys.
Yeah. Also, I mean, the connection with Rome Odunze is very apparent. It's there. It's not DJ Moore, who is projected. I mean, who's been the number one guy there past couple of years. It's not him. It's Rome Odunze. They're building something there. A relationship, a connection. Their second round pick, Luther Burden this past year.
Was that their other receiver that was like streaking down the field on that flea flicker?
Yeah, I mean, he had a 60-yard touchdown. I know that. I think Rome Odunze was the one that
was it. That was also Caleb Williams' longest play of his career, or in the NFL. We'll see. Bears, I guess they're clicking now. It just took them playing the Vikings and the Lions, and then you get a nice soft secondary in the Cowboys, and you can just torch him. Ben Johnson was absolutely in his bag. As a Cowboys fan, it's looking like an 8-9 season, 9-8. I don't even want to say we're gonna have a positive record. It's probably going to be worse than 8-9.
Yeah, so. Probably. I'll tell you who else. I'll tell you who else is going to have a record worse than 8-9.
Let's move into the next game here. Saints 13, Seahawks 44.
Who would that say they're going to beat them Saints?
Matt, you have the floor.
The Seattle Seahawks, that's it. I'll tell you what. I want to start off with this. I want every player on the Saints team, whether they played in the game or not. I want every coach, assistant coach, whatever, every trainer. I want the ball boy. I want the water boy. I want Gail Benson's old ass out there running sprints until they feel just as miserable as I did watching that pathetic performance. Okay, so just to lay it out first quarter. We get the ball first, 3 and out. They get the ball first, drive down there. Sam Darnold is looking like Thomas Edward Patrick Brady. JSN is looking like Randy Moss prime. I mean, they're just dinking and dunking. They're getting yards. JSN touchdown. Next ensuing possession of the Saints, 3 and out. We punt the ball. What happens? A rookie returns it. Touchdown. The first punt return touchdown the Seahawks have had in a decade, by the way. I think his name is Torrey Horton out of Colorado State or something. Okay, next possession. I think we actually did score a field goal on this one. And then we kicked it off, and they proceeded to return the kickoff about 65, 70 yards. So inevitably they score again. Next possession, I don't think that was the interception. But we punted it, obviously. And then they go down, they score, and it's 28-3 after the first quarter. Never in my years of watching NFL football have I seen a team score 28 points in the first quarter. It probably has happened. Maybe I can't remember it. I don't know. But it's disgusting. I will say, Spencer Rattler, not a bad game. Good. Not a bad game. It's really not his fault, right?
Does he have to run sprints with the rest of the team?
Yes. 100%. Actually, maybe he could sit out.
Maybe he take one of the sprints off or something.
Maybe. I mean, he did end up getting his first turnover of the season, but that was on 4th down. He just threw it up kind of like a prayer. It got intercepted, but
Yeah, I will say here, as someone that started the Seattle's defense in fantasy football, I think it's just gonna be my new thing to stream the defense that's playing the Saints. It's a
oh yeah,
great.
one little fact I saw: Saints are the first team in NFL history to gain 280 plus yards, give up fewer than 330 yards, not lose the turnover battle, and lose a game by more than 30 points. So that's something we can hang our hat on this week. We can post that up in the locker room.
I needed this after the Cowboys. I'm so glad we planned the show where this is after the Cowboys game.
Yeah,
I
they
did
lost by
put
what, 31, I think.
I did put here in my notes. I said, "Come on, it's the Saints. What did we expect?" And then Seattle's defense belt to ass. That was those were my notes for the game.
Also, Rattler is up to 14th in the league for passing yards,
There we go.
which is more than Jalen Hurts. It's more than Aaron Rodgers. It's more than Baker Mayfield, who we just discussed, and it's more than Bo Nix.
So
But they had
Spencer
11.
Rattler's the guy.
They had 11 penalties.
Yeah.
You're not winning a game with 11 penalties. I think they had 4 on one drive. 4
Yeah, that
offensive
game
penalties
was
on one drive.
just like the Vikings Bengals, how they switched it to another game. I thought for sure that they were gonna switch that one over to a different
know.
game in the afternoon.
I don't know how in
slate.
the hell me, my mom, and my uncle finished watching it. We just sat there and just took it.
And you probably sat there going, I have to do a podcast episode on this.
Dude, I was already taking notes. I was fuming.
At least this is a place to voice your frustration. Also, if there's any Saints fans listening, this is a safe place. Feel free to drop in the comments how you feel about the team.
I hope Mickey Loomis gets hit by a bus, dude. He's
That's
got to
a-
go.
Is that everything? Yeah, you need to get off your chest.
Please.
Are we good? Are we good to move on to the next one?
Yes, please.
Next game: Broncos 20, Chargers 23. As
Hell of a game.
an absolute for the other games that weren't as well with the Saints and the Cowboys, and two fans that are struggling of their teams. If you're a Chargers fan, you are excited about the season. I did see this is their first 3-0 start in 23 years. So was that even before the Phillip Rivers years?
No. Yeah, it was. I just saw it today. Last time I started 3-0, they had, guess who?
Is it Drew Brees?
It was Drew Brees.
It was Drew Brees.
The GOAT.
So, Chargers looking good. I don't know if the Chargers are looking good or if Justin Herbert and Quentin Johnson are just looking good.
I'll tell you what. Best thing that ever happened to the Chargers organization was, what's her name? What's her name, dude?
Madison Beer?
Yes, Madison Beer. Justin Herbert's new little thing, little shouty, little.
He has been playing
little guy.
out of his mind this season. I think
There's a direct correlation.
we're talking about maybe Daniel Jones getting MVP conversation. Justin Herbert is leading that conversation. He's on a magical season right now.
100%.
Cameron Dicker, I saw that he is the most accurate kicker in NFL history, which just makes sense.
I don't think he hasn't missed a field goal within like 43 yards or something like that.
We probably just jinxed him for the next game.
I apologize, sir. I'm going to knock on wood.
Yeah, we'll knock on wood for him on that.
There you go.
Najee Harris did suffer a non-contact injury. It is a season-ending torn Achilles. That's from Adam Schefter.
You hate to see that from any player.
Yeah, I did see something that Najee Harris hadn't missed a game in his career. Goes to the Chargers, almost loses his eye, and now tears his Achilles. The Chargers are just cursed on injuries, but that does suck for Najee Harris moving forward.
Hopefully good thing the Chargers have depth there.
Yeah, Marion Hampton, he's looked great.
Yeah.
Their whole offense in general just looks great right now. They're moving the ball. Their defense, it's a defense. It's good. I think it's going to be middle of the pack. I don't know if it'll be top 10, but they start 3-0 against their division now. They've now beat the Chiefs, Raiders, and the Broncos. So it almost feels like they have an even bigger advantage in their division. They're 3-0, but it probably feels like they're 6-0 now because they beat the division opponents.
I think they play the Chiefs next week, right?
They do not play the Chiefs. Are they on a bye next week?
Well, they played Giants. Never mind. I thought they started the season with 4 straight division opponents, but
do they play them? Yeah, they're playing the Giants. Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
So moving forward, Chargers look good. Broncos. I will say this game. It did come down to a game-winning kick. I don't think the Broncos are that bad. I think they've just gotten a little unlucky.
Yeah, they're getting off to a rough start, man.
Yeah, Bo Nix, he's looking good. Receiver-wise, Courtland Sutton's looking good. There was some big plays in this game. It's just it came down to a game-winning kick, and there was some turnovers. And I will say, Bo Nix, I feel like he just needs to use his legs more. I think I said this on the last episode. just the running ability, I think he has it, or at least like the scramble ability of moving around. Like I'm seeing it with Justin Herbert now, where he's moving around, so defenses actually have to like take into account that we can't drop back too far because Justin Herbert could just run off the sideline, get a quick first down. It's almost like what Patrick Mahomes we always see him doing. The Broncos, I think they'll get it figured out. Their defense is too good to not get it figured out. I think they'll be a playoff team coming up. I did have the Broncos in this game, and Matt did take the Chargers. So just in our little,
That's right.
Matt knows the ball. I think I have to trust the Chargers moving forward, and especially next week against the Giants. Next game, do you have anything else on that game, Matt?
No, I think that about covers it.
Okay. Cardinals 15, 49ers 16. Is this the return of the Mac? Moving forward, I think they're going to have a real conversation. He's playing great ball right now in the 49ers. I didn't really get to catch this game with all the other games that were going on. I think I was focused on the Cowboys and the Chargers game. I did see that there was 2 major injuries in this game. James Conner, season-ending ankle injury. It was severe enough and will require surgery. For all the fantasy football guys out there, you want to now target Trey Benson if he's not already picked up in your league. If he is, you might be trying to propose a trade. Absolutely sucks to see that for James Conner. He was doing really good. I think the Cardinals will be okay without him, but I mean that's a big blow. Also, I saw Marvin Harrison had a big drop in this game too. I think that connection with Kyler Murray, it's coming around, but we're not really seeing it. Cardinals were 2-0 coming into this game. I thought maybe possibly this could be something where they, beat a good team. They really hadn't played the best competition coming into this game. And the 49ers were able to, get the last possession and kick a game-winning kick. So I did also see Nick Bosa tore his ACL. That's from Adam Schefter. I didn't see the play that it happened on. It's just the report that came.
I mean, second ACL tear of his career. Man, you hate to see it. When he's healthy, he's a top 3 edge rusher, probably 3 to 5. I did see that Brock Purdy should be available next week. Obviously, I don't think there's going to be any drama there, any QB controversy. I think they're going to go back to Brock, but Mac has been solid in the last 2 games. So,
I think if you're a 49ers fan, you're more just happy that you have a competent backup quarterback, especially because that seems like something that's plagued them, especially when it comes playoff time. Like we all remember the Eagles game, wherever they ran out of quarterbacks, so they all just kept getting hurt.
I bet you the Bengals wish they had Mac Jones right now.
Bengals wish they had somebody out there.
James
Winston, Kirk Cousins.
Put a helmet, shoulder pads on me. I'll go out there for him.
You might have been able to. I don't think you would have had as many turnovers in that game. 49ers moved to 3-0, and, it sucks you lose Nick Bosa, but 3-0 is 3-0, so I think they're now leading their division in NFC West, which is going to look like it's going to be the gauntlet. I did see the NFC West, out of all the divisions in the history of the NFL, has the highest winning percentage. So it's just always a tough division there.
Makes sense. 49ers are historically one of the best teams.
Yeah, and historically, Cardinals, oldest team in the NFL. Fun fact.
There you go.
Sunday Night Football.
I didn't catch this one at all. I didn't watch a second of this.
I did watch this game. It was actually really close going into halftime. I think the score was 9-6. It was a kicking battle at first, and then the Chiefs, I don't know what it was at halftime, but Andy Reid was getting in his boys' ass. He was getting them fired up. There was a clip going around.
Pause.
There was a clip going around of him and Travis Kelce getting into it on the sidelines. And I think that was more just him trying to get the troops fired up, I think. I don't think it was anything that was going to linger in the season. The Chiefs were the Chiefs in this game. They needed a way to figure out how to win this game. I think, Matt, you called it on the last podcast that you said this game was going to be closer than a lot of people thought. It was until just about the fourth quarter. The Chiefs pulled away, or I guess after halftime, the Chiefs started pulling away. And then Russell Wilson really put out probably some of the worst drives that we've seen him play in the NFL this season. I think there's going to be a real conversation ahead of when is Jackson Dart going to be coming in. I know the Giants fans were booing. They were booing the Giants during the fourth quarter. So I think, even they were talking about on the broadcast, Jackson Dart, when are we going to see him? I know next week they're going to play the Chargers. And I think after that they have the Saints. But their schedule for through week 9 is not friendly. The Saints game is the easiest game.
All right.
Obviously. But they have Chargers, Broncos. It's going to be, I don't know where you would try and fit him in, as a rookie quarterback, where you want him to come in and not lose his confidence because their season is not friendly. We talked about last episode of Florida having a tough schedule. The Giants have just as tough of a schedule.
Yeah, I mean, Russell Wilson looked fantastic last week. He looked like Russell Wilson of old. The deep ball looked pretty, as pretty as it ever looked. This week, just complete 180. No touchdowns, 2 interceptions, less than 200 passing yards. I don't think I don't
I think
see
that's
the
just he
Chiefs
played the
defense.
Cowboys. I think
I
he
don't
just
see
played the
I don't see the
Cowboys last
Chiefs
year.
defense is that good. It's like able to
No, no.
he just had he had over 460 yards last week and like 4 touchdowns, 3
Steve
touchdowns.
Spagnuolo was in his bag.
Mm.
He was getting after. I think this is just like Russell Wilson last week played the Cowboys defense, and this week he played the Chiefs defense, who are competent.
That's fair.
I will say the bright spot for the Giants, there wasn't a lot. I mean, like the Chiefs were double teaming Malik Neighbors and the whole game and all that. But Cam Scattaboo, an absolute dog. He is
Arizona
looking
State
great.
legend, dude.
And depending on how long Tracy, their starting running backs out, we'll see moving forward. I think Cam Scattaboo, if you got him on your fantasy team, it's time to start him because guy has a nose for the end zone and he's got an engine that just will not stop. He's someone that is seeking contact.
He's got a nose for helmet to helmet contact. Is what he has.
Yeah, and I always love if you ever watch Cam Scattaboo play, he's always like doing his little like head shakes going around. He said that's just like a tick that he has, but I think that's just like his CTE kicking in. I think he's
Early onset CTE.
Yeah,
I think last week he was getting in Russell Wilson's face just to hype him up.
Yeah.
Not in a negative way, but I love that out of a rookie.
I think he's got the good version of CTE, not like the Antonio Brown version of CTE.
He's got the Gronkowski version.
Yeah, that's a perfect way of putting it, or the Baker Mayfield version of CTE.
Yeah. I did. Moving on Monday night, Lions Ravens. Currently, I did just see a Lions scored. Jahmyr Gibbs.
Oh, I forgot the games.
Jahmyr Gibbs rushing touchdown, I believe. So Lions up to an early 7-0 over the Ravens. This should be a great game. Yeah, Lions and Ravens. These are two teams that have a real legitimate chance at making their respective conference championship games.
Yeah, and also for the people at home that maybe don't know, we did our preview last week. Right now, I am up a game on Matt. He needs the Lions to win this game to tie it up in our overall record of pick'em games.
I'm confident in the goofball, dude.
So I have the Ravens. He has the Lions. So this game does mean a lot for us on the podcast. We haven't discussed what a punishment is yet. Drop it down in the comments if you have any suggestions.
It's got to be severe.
It doesn't have to be super severe. Obviously,
it's got to be severe.
Keep it.
But it can't put us on a list.
It can't be like a lose your job type of punishment. But
yeah.
And we are back. We're gonna do the Week 4 preview of the NFL, and also just update if anyone wants to know where we're at on the Monday Night Football game. Derrick Henry just scored, and Matt's upset about that.
It just tied up 7-7. He just had a 28-yard rush. I am playing him in fantasy, so hate to see that.
Good for the Ravens Lions.
Indeed.
I want this game to be close. All right, so starting off, we got Thursday Night Football. We got Seahawks at the Cardinals. And I tell you what, man, I don't know if it's just because I picked up their defense, but I want the Seahawks.
I'll tell you what, I don't know if it's just because I watched my team lose by 31 points. Give me the Seahawks.
We're hot on the Seahawks. That is at the Cardinals. Let's see what the line is. Line for that game. Seattle actually favored by 1.5. So looking good.
I guess it is divisional game, so maybe that's why the spread is small.
This game, this is actually, if you're listening to the podcast, this is a really important game if you're a fantasy owner. This is a game in Dublin, Vikings at Steelers. It is starting at, well, if you're Central, it starts at 7:30, but if you're on the East Coast, it starts at 8:30 a.m. in the morning. Got to make sure your lineup is set. I don't know if anyone really has Steelers or Vikings players on their teams, but if you do, just be careful.
Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, Justin Jefferson.
DK Metcalf.
So those are guys you obviously are starting, but like if you have Aaron Jones, definitely be scouting that injury report. So you don't want to wake up in the morning and then him be ruled out or something. I don't know how I feel about these 8:30 games, honestly. It's nice to have football on, but then I am more focused on what's going on in the game than my lineups or something that said, or just like the rest of the storylines for the day. Matt, who do you got in this game?
I'm going to take the Steelers. I'm probably not going to watch a single. I don't know. I won't be up for the start, depending. But
I like the Vikings. I like the Vikings. I like Carson Wentz. He looked great. Their defense is looking good. So we will be on opposite ends on this game. So maybe we will be watching because this game will actually mean something for us.
I'll be up by then.
I will say Minnesota is favored 2.5 in this game. So we'll see. Next game, Commanders at the Falcons.
I think are both going.
Yeah, I think after the goose egg from the Falcons, they got to look in the mirror at themselves.
That's egregious.
Hopefully, I think Jaden Daniels will be back. I think even if he isn't, I don't think that changes anything for this game. I think the Commanders are just rolling right now, and they're going to be pretty good.
I don't think we have to ask each other who we got in this next one.
Next games.
Saints traveling up to
Buffalo.
Orchard Park against the Buffalo Bills. Josh Allen at the helm. Give me the New Orleans Saints, baby.
Actually?
No.
Maybe this will be the one that they win, though. But obviously, I'm going to take the Bills here.
We could bet on if they lose by 40 or not.
Let's see. Spread for this game.
If they lose by more than they lost.
What do you think the line is for this game?
13.5.
It's 15.5 for Buffalo.
Jesus, are you serious, bro? Oh, my God.
They're expecting a beatdown. Saints might be the last team to win a game.
Dude, you think we're going to win, dude? I appreciate that.
I said they might be the last team to win.
Hey, you think we're going to win? You think we're going to get a win this season?
I think you guys will.
I don't.
I think y'all will sneak one out somewhere. I don't know where it is in the schedule. Just look at it.
Yeah.
Let's see. What's the... After this, you guys have the Giants.
We have a very easy schedule. I don't know if it's easy now, given how bad we are.
And worst case, you guys have Tennessee at the end of the year, so maybe Cam Ward won't be clicking by then. But
I do see, just real quick, November 30th, Battle of the Powerhouse Teams, Saints, Dolphins. This could be for either team's first win.
This could be the Ofer Bowl. Who's going to go Ofer?
This could be a fun game, dude. Actually, just looking ahead, but I mean, not really.
Yeah. Bills are 3-0. I think they're going to be good. I don't think there's too much we need to spend left on this game. Next game, Browns at Lions. Actually, you already wrote it down. I think you're right.
I think we're both going.
Even Lions.
To their credit, they just won. They just beat the Packers.
I think you're going to be riding too high.
Very formidable NFC team for sure. I just think that was just an off day for the Packers. I don't think the Browns are
an absolute incredible play for the Browns to win. So I don't think you're going to sneak that in on Dan Campbell. He's not going to let that happen to his squad. Next game, Panthers at Patriots.
I mean, this one has me hesitating a little bit.
This is going to be a close game.
The 30-0 shutout has me thinking it might be winnable for the Panthers, but I'm going to go Patriots. I think just quarterback play, Drake May. Even though Bryce Young is having a very good season, I just think Patriots are going to pull it out.
You're right on the line. It's favored by Patriots 5.5. I will say the Panthers are 0-2 on the road, and the Patriots are 0-2 at home.
Really?
Yeah. So that's
fun.
This game might end in a tie, but I'm going to go Patriots as well here. I think Drake May's looking good, and I think Vrabel's going to figure it out. I think the Panthers. I don't know. I think they're just going to be riding too high on that Falcons.
Yeah, I can see that.
Next game, Chargers at Giants. Go ahead and chalk it down.
I'll go ahead and write it down.
We're both going to be taking the Chargers on this game. The spread is Chargers 6.5. So we'll see moving forward. Next game, battle of the 3-0s. Eagles at the Bucks. I think
this one could actually go either way. Finally, this is close.
I'm gonna go.
Looking like it will be close.
I'm gonna go with the Bucks because as a Cowboys fan, even though I like the Eagles, I don't think I can pick them in this game. Also, Baker Mayfield, we say Justin Herbert's there's a couple guys having magical seasons. Daniel Jones is one of those. Justin Herbert's one of those. I think Baker Mayfield is having one of those seasons. And I think they just have all the tools to get this one done.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Eagles for the same reason you're going for the Bucks. I don't like the Bucks.
I will say, I think
simple as that.
I think the Bucks defense has a chance to stop the tush push as well. They got some big boys down there on the D line. The tush push, it's such organized chaos from the Eagles. It's going to be a tough one to stop. But if they can get a stop there, I think Bucks pull this one out.
Not to bring up the Saints again, But dude, they ran the tush push and they got a false start called on them.
Oh,
And I saw a clip of the Eagles running their tush push for a touchdown, and their right guard clearly
yeah,
was
it's
like
every
a
play
second
too.
early. But they're so quick to throw the flag against the Saints. I'm not here to play, victim or whatever.
There's
But
talks that tush push. This is probably the last season of it. They're now running it just
what do you think about
nonstop.
that?
What, that it's going to get
You
banned?
think it's get banned?
I don't know how you police it getting banned. Like, what, you just can't run quarterback sneaks anymore? Or you just can't have
It's
someone
not
push?
it's not just a simple quarterback sneak. They have
Yeah, it's not like a
I
Tom
think
Brady
three
sneak.
people. They got 3 people behind Jalen Hurts when they run that, and they just push him forward.
Yeah, I think it's interesting because there's other teams that try and do it, like you just said, the Saints do it,
Yeah.
and there's teams that can't run it as effectively as the Eagles. I think there is something to be said for the player safety. Like, even their O-line, the offensive line for the Eagles, they don't like running it. They're like, you think we enjoy running this? Come talk to us when we run it, 5 times, 6 times in a game, especially when you're running it back to back in a drive. Like, it's a lot on their bodies as well for it. It's just like a, cohesion of just a bunch of big guys getting on top of each other and tackling. Yeah. Pause again. Yeah.
I mean, it's a football play. I'm on the side where it should not be banned because you can't just take out a football play.
You also don't have to play the Eagles twice.
It's a legitimate football play. Just stop it, dude. Stack the interior of the defense.
Well, you saw they brought in like a rugby specialist to talk about it. He's like, you just can't stop it. That organized chaos. He's like, even if you know what side it's going to, you can't stop it.
I saw the Buccaneers draft a D tackle out of Florida this past draft this year. And I think it was like 460.
Are you talking about the guy that they had walking at training camp?
Yes. He just couldn't make the weight, but that might have been just a pure tush push stopper pick. And maybe that's what if it doesn't get banned, maybe that's just what teams are gonna have to do. When you're 4th and 1, 4th and inches against, or 3rd and inches, whatever it is, against the Eagles, you put your big boys in. Hopefully that's enough.
I mean, it's just demoralizing as a defense to have that play just run on you and you can't stop it.
Yeah,
but I think the Bucs have a chance. They're looking good, especially at home. Crowd noise might be a factor here. So we'll see moving forward. Next game, last game of the noon slate. We just had the battle of the 3-0 teams. Now we got a battle of the 0-for teams. Titans at Texans. Somebody's getting their first win. And I'm going to say it's Cam Ward and the Titans. I think they get it figured out in this one. What do you think, Matt?
I'm thinking, dude. I'm going to go. Let's see.
I just looked at the line though. Line is 6.5 for Houston.
I'll go Houston just because we don't have that many different picks.
So you're believing in CJ Stroud. I think
Even though
Cam Ward will get it figured out.
Yeah, we'll see.
Next game. This is the first game of the afternoon slate. Colts at the Rams. How could you not pick the Colts, man? We just talked about how good they're playing right now, how sharp they're looking. Give me Danny Dimes.
Indiana Jones now.
Indiana Jones.
Which nickname do you like more?
Danny Dimes or Indiana Jones?
Indiana Jones.
But, I mean, when he was Danny Dimes, he wasn't playing too hot. So I think you got to Indiana Jones.
Just strictly objective.
Oh, Danny Dimes, it just rolls off the tongue.
Yeah. But
if
Indiana
I
Jones
go up and
has
say Indiana Jones to someone, they're just going to think I'm talking about like the movie or something.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, it has that aura.
He is looking sharp.
Harrison Ford, but yeah.
If I'm a Colts fan, I'm definitely Indiana Jones. He's been playing hot since then.
They're about names.
Next game, Jaguars at the 49ers. This is an interesting one. Losing Nick Bosa. This is a game where 49ers quarterback comes back. Who are you taking?
I'm going to pick the Jaguars just for the hope that this is Brian Thomas's welcome to the season game. And he actually balls out and has like 140 yards, touchdown, and the Jags pull it out. Even though the 49ers are playing out of their minds.
I hope that so too. But in that same light, I think it's not going to be the game that he breaks out. I think the 49ers are going to pull this out, especially with Brock Purdy coming back. I think their defense is still going to be really good. Jacksonville just looks like, I think if this game was being played in Jacksonville, yeah, you got a shot. I think with 49ers, it's hard to pick against them. Next game, final game of the afternoon slate, Bears at the Raiders. And there's just something I saw on Sunday when Caleb Williams was flea flickering all over the Cowboys. I'm going to take the Bears. I think they're clicking. I think their offense is looking sharp, and I like the Bears in this one.
Yeah. Raiders offense was clicking as well. against the Commanders. Their defense sucks, but perhaps this week they don't. I'm just gonna go Raiders just for the fun. I mean, the
Just in the
Bears are
belief that
not.
Genty.
I mean, it's not like the Bears are a formidable team, but yeah, maybe
Yeah, I
this is
think
Genty's welcome to the league game. I don't know.
I will say the spread for this one is the shortest. It's 1.5 for Chicago.
Yeah, I like the way Gino has been playing. He's been slinging that rock.
Yep. So we'll go next game here. Sunday Night Football. Packers at Cowboys. Micah Parsons return home. I have to.
I didn't go Saints. I can't, dude. I know I said I would go Saints every week. I can't do it. You could do it.
You go ahead
Cowboys
and
aren't
say, you go ahead
Cowboys
and
aren't as
say-
bad. Obviously, I'm going Packers, but Cowboys are not as bad as the Saints. So
Yeah.
it wouldn't be crazy for you to take the boys here. Is it? Yeah, it's in Dallas. It's at home.
At home.
Obviously, humongous revenge game for Parsons. I don't think he likes the Cowboys, dude.
No, I think he's gonna get a sack and then just look straight up at Jerry Jones's box and be like,
Yeah, it's gonna be like Luka versus the Mavs when he came
he's
back to
gonna
Dallas.
just play out of his mind.
Yep.
And especially coming off that loss against the Browns, I think they're just gonna be looking sharp. The Cowboys, it's concerned, especially. I think if CeeDee Lamb is in this game, I go Cowboys. But I think without CeeDee
Really?
Lamb, it's more of the hope and a prayer that the Cowboys are going to win. So I have to go Packers here.
Ugh.
But let the record show if CeeDee Lamb was able to suit up for this game and was healthy,
Yeah, sure, buddy.
I'd go CeeDee Lamb.
Sure you would.
And then finish it off. We have Monday Night Football. We actually have we have a doubleheader next week.
Thank God this game is on prime time television. 0-3 New York Jets, 0-3 Miami Dolphins. This is going to be the game of the year, probably.
Once again, another 0 for game. So someone's got to win.
I will say these Saints, Jets, Dolphins, probably the three worst teams in the league. So this will be a very exciting, certainly not boring game to watch.
Yeah, I think I'm going to take the Dolphins in this one. I think they get it figured out. It also just depends if Justin Fields is back, but I think the Dolphins, it's at home. I'm just going to go with the home team on it. So.
Yeah, I think he only had a concussion. I think usually you're at 1 week.
Yeah, normally it's a week and you're back.
I'm going to go Jets then with the hope that Fields is back.
Also, if you guys hear anything typing, that's Matt writing down the picks because we didn't do a good job keeping track last time. We only took track of the ones that we disagreed on, so we don't know what our overall record is yet. We had to go back and listen to it and see what we picked. Final game of the week next week, Bengals at Broncos. I think until the Bengals get a quarterback in there, it's hard to pick the Bengals, especially they just played a strong defense in Minnesota and got whooped. I think they're playing just as strong of a defense in the Broncos.
Yeah,
and so
I think Denver's
going to come out.
Denver's going to come out firing. I think surely they think that their season has not gone the way they think it should, which it probably hasn't. They're a very good team, offensively, defensively. This will be the game that they get their stuff together, on both sides of the ball. Against, I assume Jake Browning's going to start again.
Yeah, unless there's a major move made. Even if there was a major move, like if there's a quarterback comes in, you got to ramp him up.
Yeah, I mean he's going to come in a short week, not a lot of time to learn playbook, but Jake Browning is awful. So no offense, I'm going to go Denver.
That's our preview for week 4. Wait, is it week 4 or was that week 5?
It's week 4.
All right. That's our preview for week 4. We'll get into college football next. All right, we're back, and now we're going to get into a little bit of the college kind of recap and preview of what's to come in the college football world. There was some big games this week. I think first off, we'll start off with probably the one that me and Matt watched the most. I know I was kind of on Saturday, I was at a softball tournament. So I was kind of in and out of watching games. Matt was able to watch a lot more college football. But I did catch up on some of the games. I have some notes that I took. But Matt's probably going to be leading mostly in this with what he saw out there. First game of the one I definitely did watch was number 17 Texas Tech going into number 16 Utah and pulling it out 34-10. The score would lead you to believe that this game was more of a blowout than it actually was. What I saw here, I was really excited for this one. And then we started playing the game, and it was a defensive slugfest, nonstop. I don't even know what the score was at halftime. I think it was 13-10. But it was a lot of penalties, a lot of turnovers. Both quarterbacks didn't look well. I know on last week's show we said, Baron Morton, Heisman watch. I think that one has already been put to bed. That was one of the bad takes out there. Definitely played his way probably out of the Heisman, would have to go absolutely nuclear moving forward. But Tech's defense looked great in this game, which is rare as a Red Raider fan to be able to say that our defense is the one that was able to keep us in the game the most. Utah's defense also looked great until a guy by the name of Will Hammond showed into the game, and the backup quarterback for Texas Tech took over this one. Matt, what did you see?
Well, I'm going to start with, if you're a Texas Tech fan, the guy that you have to thank for this current team, Cody Campbell, sold his company for $4 billion. He's a West Texas oil guy. He's a Texas Tech alum. He played for Tech. And he was a very gracious donor to Texas Tech's football program, and they were able to spend $21 million through NIL deals, which was second most in the FBS. I mean, their D-line, I want to start with that. Their D-line was incredible. They had Dampier running for his life pretty much the entire game. Utah was never really able to establish anything on the offensive side, whether it was running or passing. Every single one of Tech's starting defensive linemen is a transfer, somebody they got through the transfer portal. I will say, I think turnovers, certainly in the first half, just a huge factor in the game. Combined, there were 2 fumbles, 4 interceptions, and 1 turnover on downs. Granted, Utah had the turnover downs, they had the 2 fumbles, they had, I believe, 2 interceptions as well, which you're not going to win a game like that, obviously, at any level.
Fun fact, Utah apparently had been talking some trash on the Big 12. They have yet to win a home game since joining the Big 12.
Yeah.
Said it was a conference of gas station towns.
Dude, Baron Morton, I know he had 2 interceptions. I was watching the game. I don't think those 2 were his fault. Certainly not the second one.
No, that was the one that was tipped up, right?
That was the first one, I think.
Okay.
Second one, the DB just took it away from Coy Aiken's hands in the end zone. So, no.
It seemed like he was trying to force a lot of the plays in that game, and then he just started going after contact. He kind of got that Baker Mayfield in him, but he took some hard hits and ended up playing himself right out of that game. Big concussion there, but Will Hammond comes in. Absolutely. I was seeing some things, you think when a freshman, I mean, he's like a true freshman quarterback comes in, you think, okay, you're playing with a lead, it's 13-10, don't get too crazy with it, don't try and force anything. Will was out there slinging the ball. He had that dog in it. He was like, I'm going to make that throw. This is my time to shine, and looked absolutely fantastic in that one.
Yeah, I mean, he came in obviously not expecting to come in and play, but he answered the call. He stepped up. He went 13 of 16 passing, over 230 total yards, 2 total touchdowns. He certainly filled the spot that Brayden Morton left.
Yeah,
so X offense, honestly, it might be crazy to say that they look better with Hammond out there. I know Brayden Morton is probably better currently than Will Hammond, but Will Hammond just had Utah's number.
Yeah, and I mean, as a Tech fan moving forward, you're going to be, especially if, concussions can linger sometimes, or, if Brayden Morton was to go down with an injury, you're confident with who stepped in there as a backup now. And even if you're looking ahead to next season, it's looking really good. I think Brayden Morton, he is a senior. So no matter what, we want to keep Will Hammond around, and it's good to see him come in and shine in that moment, especially in such a big game that was. Like, that's a game that is kind of probably, when the Big 12 comes down to the championship, Tech's going to be looking back going, thank God we got that one. Also, I saw Utah apparently has like a hatred for BYU. I didn't know that was such a big thing, but they don't even play BYU till like the end of the season, but it was like constantly just like, I know in like the big noon kickoff and everything, like the fans were just like still like going after BYU. I was like, that's an interesting, like, you think you'd focus on the game at hand, but Tech came in, got the job done. I wrote down the word perseverance and relentless for Texas Tech. They had 17 points in 3.5 minutes.
Good buzzwords.
That wasn't. What was that?
Said good buzzwords, man.
Good buzzwords, yeah. Get them around. But like I said, the defense kept us in that game, and Will Hammond came in and probably won us that game. I will say he did win us that game.
Yeah, so Tech jumps up to 12 in the rankings, top 25 rankings. Utah falls out completely.
Yeah, I knew that game
I
was
think
going to
is
be
fair.
whoever won it moves up, and whoever lost it was getting moved out of the rankings. We'll get into the rankings here in a little bit. I'm just kind of reaction to the AP poll. What game do you want to go with next, Matt?
I'll go to a game I watched fully, OU Auburn.
Another
Um,
good ranked matchup. Number 22 Auburn, 17 loses to number 11 Oklahoma 24. What'd you see?
yeah, so Jackson Arnold, quarterback for Auburn, his last 2 seasons, he was actually the OU starting quarterback. So that's certainly a revenge game for him. Unfortunately, he was in hell from start to finish. I don't know. Like usually SEC offensive line are formidable. They're good. Maybe not spectacular, but usually they're good. They're physical. They should be. But I mean, OU had 10 sacks, which is a school record for them. To Arnold's credit, he did have like 220 yards and a touchdown, no turnovers, which is surprising. But dude, he was running for his life. I'm going to say that again. He just had no chance. He had no time. I feel bad for him because the game was close at the end. I forget they were within like 6, I believe. With what was the
Who?
score? Final score?
Final score was Auburn 17, Oklahoma 24.
Okay, so they were within 5. It was
No.
22-17.
Yep.
Auburn's last drive. They're down near the goal line, and he just gets sacked like 3 times in a row. And the last one was for a safety, and that was the end. They
I
didn't have
did
one single
see.
positive play on their last drive.
Yeah, I caught the tail end of that one. What was there was something about a deceptive play that was run. Was that by Oklahoma? Where
No,
they had
that
a
was
they had someone go over to the sideline and then go streaking down the field.
no, that was Purdue, I believe.
No, it was in this game. The SEC came out and admitted that they missed that call.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, no, you player was
It
like
was like,
acting like he was getting subbed out, and he ran to like their opposite sideline, and then
yeah, just
snapped
stood
the
there and
ball,
they
and he was
snapped the
wide open.
ball.
Yeah,
And
okay.
apparently you can do that in the NFL because I saw Johnny Manziel do that whenever he was in Cleveland. But it's something that you can't run a deceptive play like that in college. Turns out it was actually a big play because that kind of the score was within one score. But Oklahoma got away with one there, and they're going to end up moving up because of it.
Also, another thing this game, penalties. This might be like the most penalties I've seen in a single game. It definitely is for this season, pro or college level. You had 9 for 100 yards. Auburn had 11 for 85. So 20 combined penalties in this
And
game.
refs made it all about them in that game.
I got annoyed. I got mad. They were throwing the flag. Just let them play, man.
Next game, number 9, Illinois against 19, Indiana. Illinois scored 10. Indiana scored 63. I don't think either of us really watched this game, but I know in the last episode we mentioned that how was Illinois ranked number 9. I think this just puts to bed that they were ranked way too high, that they hadn't really done
Yeah.
anything. And Indiana absolutely had their way with them.
Yeah, I've never seen a top 10 team get beat by over 50 points.
Yeah, and just looking at the box score there, Indiana's quarterback Fernando Mendoza is now leading the Heisman race because of it. He had 5 touchdowns in this game, 267 yards passing. Looking to lead, maybe you put him on Heisman watch. Maybe I will be catching some Indiana games moving forward. I know they play Iowa next, and so that could be one to keep your eye on, especially if he's up there in the Heisman race right now. Do you have any other games, Matt, from the weekend?
I mean, I could touch on LSU. I mean, they played a high school JV team, Eastern Louisiana. No disrespect, but they finally got their offense clicking. I think this was a game that they needed because their offense had been struggling. They were going into this game, they were averaging like 22 points a game, which had them ranked 108 in the FBS, which for a top 3 team at the time, that's pretty bad. But I mean, they scored 56 this game. Nussmeier was able to finally connect with his receivers, get in a rhythm. He's been dealing with the abdominal injury, nagging him since the first game against Clemson this season. But he looked like he was able to settle in. He was able to deliver the ball. He had like over 270 total yards, 3 total touchdowns. It was a great game for him. Next week is the real test, obviously, against Clemson or against Ole Miss,
Yeah, that'll be a good game.
who has a quarterback with one of my favorite names in all of college football, Trinidad Chambliss.
It's a good
I
one.
think it's such a good name. They got him. He's actually a transfer from a D2 school. I don't know exactly the school, but it was a D2 program, which is very surprising.
Yeah, I mean, that's someone else who's looking sharp in the Heisman race.
Going from a D2 school to a prestigious SEC program. Also, just one more guy I want to touch on who's not actually wasn't on LSU. Who's not on LSU. He is a Louisiana Lion. Caleb Proctor, interior D lineman. 4 total tackles, 2 sacks, 3 TFLs. He kind of had Nussmeier in a little
That's
bit of hell. In a
impressive
little bit
against
of hell.
That's impressive against the top
I mean, he was
top
having
10
it.
team.
He was kind of having his way with LSU's O-line. He's a senior. Hopefully, he gets a Senior Bowl invite. We'll see if he actually is the real deal or not. Maybe next year's draft.
You say he's an interior D lineman?
Yeah, I get
Okay.
tackle. So we'll see if this is a cold or a hot take. I think he's gonna get.
Yeah, we'll see what your
Draft?
scouting report is. You see if any
We'll
NFL
see.
teams want to come pick up Matt for scouting. Yeah, yourself.
I mean,
if we hear the
LSU's
name in 5 years on
yeah.
Sunday Night Football, we'll know you knew
Caleb
ball.
Proctor.
Remember the
Remember
name.
that name.
Speaking of, LSU put a whomping on Southeastern Louisiana. Still moved down in the rankings because Miami absolutely handled Florida. Miami number 4 beat Florida 26-7, and Carson Beck is looking like the real deal in Miami. Once again, we kind of touched on it last week, but Florida's schedule coming up, it's not friendly, and it's only going to get harder from here. And we'll see what they can put together. Not too much to touch on that game. It was kind of a blowout as well. One of the games I did want to touch, or at least one of the plays I wanted to talk on that was kind of lighting the college football world on fire. Did you happen to see Arch Manning against Sam Houston State?
Him flexing in the end zone?
Yeah, him knocking down one of their guys in the end zone and flexing on him. I know.
Sam Houston State University, future State Farm insurance adjuster. That's who he's flexing on. Send it over in the end zone. I mean, credit to him. Like he needs some swag. He needs to find some swag. He needs to get it going. It
just seemed like punching down a little bit.
Yeah, it was. But maybe this finally gets him going.
So where do we want to go next with? Do we want to preview next week of college, or we want to get into Heisman odds?
I just wanted to touch on not a game, but a player, Ahmad Hardy, running back for Mizzou. Dude, he's like Ashton Genty Jr., man.
Over 700 odds.
Over 700 rushing yards, 7 touchdowns, over 7 yards per carry. That's the crazy stat. Over 7 yards per carry. You know how insane that is?
Yeah, I think Patrick Mahomes has 9 right now as a quarterback.
Whatever, dude. It's easier for them to run the ball.
Yeah, but all the running backs in the NFL, it's like 3 yards a carry. I mean, as a running back, that's impressive.
I mean, he has Mizzou. Mizzou's up to 20th in the rankings. I mean, he's played they played Kansas. They played South Carolina. Some decent.
And I was just looking at the Heisman odds here. He's plus 5,000, so that might be a good one to get in on, especially at the ground level.
I just think he's a dog. I've just watched him play. He's a monster, man. You can't get him down. He just runs through arm tackles. He's got a low center of gravity. You're gonna have to wrap up his legs if you want to tackle him. He's a beast.
And top 5 for the Heisman race right now is Fernando Mendoza from Indiana at plus 800, John Mateer, Oklahoma at plus 900, Dante Moore at Oregon at 1,200. I've actually been able to see him play yet, so I'll be definitely watching that in this next week of games. Jeremiah Smith at Ohio State at 1,200, and then Carson Beck at plus 1,300 over at Miami. And I like Carson Beck to, he's looking sharp right now for the Heisman. I think he's got a real shot to put together and have a bounce back year, especially after kind of how things ended in Georgia. But don't listen to me. I also was saying Barrett Morton last week. So if I'm saying Carson Beck, he's about to go out there and have a bad game, probably.
I know OU is having a hell of a season, dude. John Mateer is not Heisman quality.
You don't think
I'm
so?
gonna say that. He's not, and Carson Beck is not. Even though their teams are performing very well. Carson Beck struggled against Florida.
Yeah, I also like Marcel Reed at A&M at 1,700. I think if A&M keeps winning, I think your team has to get to at least 9 wins to really be in the Heisman race. This is just kind of the early projections of things. So we'll see, who kind of keeps that heat going and who kind of flames out a little bit.
Yeah, I can guarantee these top 5 are not going to be the top 5 at the end of the year.
Yep. So kind of previewing next week of college football, week 5. I just have a couple games here that I was going to keep my eye on. Number 24, TCU going into Arizona State. TCU had a big win against SMU last week. Arizona State, that's going to be a really big Big 12 test for them. I think Arizona State, their quarterback, who is it? Oh, Sam Levitt. Sam Levitt, I think he's also another quarterback that's playing really hot right now, and so that's going to be a good game. Number 21 USC at 23 Illinois. I did catch a little bit of the USC Michigan State game last week.
You're up that
USC,
late, huh?
yeah, USC has changed their identity. They're more of a running first team, so they're kind of fitted in right well with the Big 12 or Big 10. Sorry, not the Big 12, even though there's more than 10 teams in there. So USC going to be running the ball. Number 4 LSU at number 13 Ole Miss. That's a game that you got your eye on. You want to kind of
Yeah,
preview that
it's
one?
gonna be. Yeah, I mean, obviously, I talked about kind of both teams already.
Yeah.
Trinidad Chambliss. He's gonna be tough to stop, man. It's gonna come down to LSU's, I believe,
Yep.
more consistent in the run game. Even against Southeastern, they weren't consistent in the run. They weren't consistently getting 5-6 yards a carry. They were getting like 3, 2, and then like 28. Like it was long. There were long
This could have been a
plays,
good
but
tune-up
few and far
game.
between.
Yeah, I think
Yeah, I
that'll
mean,
be the first test for both teams.
yeah, for sure. I agree. It'll be good.
And then you got Auburn at Texas at number 9, Texas A&M. Texas A&M moving up in the rankings. Auburn just coming off that hard loss against Oklahoma. I think Texas A&M at home. I think they'll be able to handle it. Especially, I was just talking about Marshall Reed being in the Heisman race. This is somewhere we're actually going to get to see. We saw him against Notre Dame a couple weeks back, and now we're going to get to see him against an Auburn team who they're hurting, but they're going to come out fighting, probably looking for a win, and they're looking okay. Number 11, Indiana at Iowa. Now that Indiana's quarterback, Fernando Mendoza, is taking over the Heisman race, I mean, you got to be able to watch this game. Iowa, I don't know if it's going to be able to hang with them in the scoring, especially if they put up another 63 points, but just another good Big Ten test for them.
I'm calling it. They're going to lose by 35.
That's probably not far off. At number 14, Iowa State. This is another Big 12 matchup. We're starting to get to the meat of the schedule where you're going to see good teams playing good teams in conference, and these games are going to start to mean a little bit more, especially when it comes to end of season and the conference championship games come around. I probably like Iowa State in that game.
It's a
But
big game for Iowa
Arizona's,
State.
yeah, big game for Iowa State to be tested.
They want to stay, especially with how well Tech is playing. I mean, given the Big 12 is not a very competitive.
It's the conference of chaos.
Conference.
Yeah.
I mean, with Utah losing, it opens up a spot for Iowa State to be one of those top 2 teams in the Big 12, playing for a Big 12 championship at the end of the season.
Next game, I probably think game of the week. Number 6, Oregon going to Happy Valley to face number 3, Penn State. This is a game I will be watching. This is a game that excites me, especially I haven't been able to watch Oregon much this year. I haven't really even seen Penn State. I saw them play, who's the basketball school? Villanova. I didn't even know they had a football team, but Penn State was putting it on. I was like, all right, flip it to the next game. But this is going to be, I think, the real big test, first test for both teams, especially for who gets control of the Big Ten. You have any thoughts on it, Matt?
Yeah, I'm excited to see Dante Moore against, it's his first 3 games were against scrubby teams. I don't want to like it be insulting or disrespectful. They were a lesser competition. And I think he's getting thrown into the fire against Penn State, top 3 team. They just perennially have a good defense, year in, year out, very good. This is a big test for him if he wants to stay in the Heisman race, and we'll see how he performs. I'm excited to watch him.
And someone else in this game, Drew Allard, I was just looking at his odds for the Heisman. He's plus 2,500. So if he really wants to propel himself up there in the conversation, this is a game that he's going to have to play well in. But overall, this will probably be a big noon kickoff or the college football Saturday game. So I can't remember.
Yeah, college football Saturday game is actually in Bama, Georgia.
Okay, that's the next one I was going to go into. Number 17, Alabama going to number 5, Georgia and Athens. As someone who roots for Bama in the SEC, this is a game for Alabama. They lost one against Florida State early. If they want to get back in that conversation of, what are they going to do towards the end of the year? This is where Bama is going to have to perform. I don't have high hopes. Georgia is a good team. They're continuing to put good games together. especially once they escape Tennessee. So we'll see. But I think this is going to be a real test, especially Gunnar Stockton, another person that's in that Heisman race. If he wants to go up even higher in the odds, he's going to need to have a good game here. You got anything for that one?
I mean, not really. I mean, it's just
Alabama's got to
Alabama's.
bring the intensity.
Yeah, they do. They've fallen off obviously since Saban has left. Quarterback play has not been completely there. I mean, Ty Simpson looks pretty good going into this game. It's going to be a huge test.
All right, so that was the college football preview for week 5. Next, we're going to get into a little something different. You know, we do all sports here. We're going to do a little Ryder Cup preview.
USA.
It starts this Friday, September 26th through Sunday, September 28th. This Ryder Cup is being played in New York, so on U.S. soil. For anyone that doesn't know about the Ryder Cup or is maybe new to golf or doesn't keep up with it, this is like the Olympics of golf. It happens every 2 years. Team Europe versus Team USA. Currently, Europe is the reigning champs. They won it in 2023. But USA, we lead the all-time series 27-15. There's been 2 ties.
So this is like the hockey version or the golf version of USA versus Canada for hockey.
Yeah, this is.
If you watch hockey.
Yeah, this is. Yeah, maybe we'll do a hockey preview coming up too.
Good. Yeah, they're about to start.
Maybe,
they're about to start up.
Yeah, I think I saw the Stars were playing. But back to golf. We're focused on Team USA. For anyone that doesn't know how like the scoring works, there's 28 total matches. First is 14 points. If there's a tie at 14-14, there is no tiebreaker. The reigning champs keep the trophy, which would be Europe. And we cannot let that happen. Team USA, we have 12 golfers. Each team has 12 golfers. Team USA, our captain is Keegan Bradley. Earlier this month, actually, I think it was it early this month or late August, basically took himself out as a playing captain and picked someone else to be in. I'll run through kind of who we have on the Team USA side and who Team Europe has. So obviously we have Scotty Scheffler. Even if you don't know golf, you probably know who Scotty Scheffler is. Number 1 golfer in the world. Glad to have him on our team. Xander Schauffele, the number 4 golfer in the world. JJ Spawn had a U.S. Open championship earlier this year, playing some great golf. Number 8 golfer in the world. Russell Henley, number 3 golfer in the world. Harris English, number 10. Bryson DeChambeau. And then, so those were the 6 that were automatically in. And then the captain gets to pick 6 more people. So Keegan Bradley picked Justin Thomas, Colin Morikawa, Ben Griffin, Cam Young, Patrick Cantlay, and Sam Burns was who he picked when he did not want to be the playing captain anymore. Team Europe,
I will say, just real quick, I'm happy for Keegan Bradley. Get this opportunity. I think he missed the last. He wasn't picked for the last.
Yeah.
So good on him for getting chosen as captain. For this
it was a really mature thing of him too to like take himself out as a playing captain. It was something that he could have picked, and I think anybody that watches golf was like, we hope he picks himself because it's. I don't know. I think they said it's been a long time since a playing captain has happened in the Ryder Cup. I don't think it's been done for quite a while, so it would have been quite an accomplishment to put yourself in there and, go in and help the U.S. win. He was also playing really good golf. Like the reason the decision was so tough is because there was a lot of golfers, but Keegan Bradley was playing at such a high level. But the way that he decided it so early, it was such a mature thing and really just stopped any storylines or any buzz from happening. Team
Honestly,
Europe,
I think as well. I think that puts more confidence in the team as a whole.
Yeah,
especially you said Sam Burns was the last.
Yeah, it was the last captain
who he picked because he
took himself out.
Chose to not play. So obviously for Sam Burns, humongous confidence booster. I think he might.
Yeah, no, I think it's something. It's going to make Sam Burns play better. Also, like, say he did pick himself and they lost, people would point and be like, if they lost because of him, that would like really, that'd suck as a captain to go through that. So at least now, like, he's kind of taken the blame and took it off himself and put it to Sam Burns now. So maybe, confidence or a lot of pressure. We'll see. Team Europe consists of the captain, Luke Donald, who's also not playing. They're the number 6 guys that made it automatically in was Rory McIlroy, number 2 golfer in the world. Robert McIntyre, the big lefty, number 9 in the world. Tommy Fleetwood, who just had the PGA Championship, just won that, number 7 in the world. Justin Rose, been playing great golf. Ramus Højgaard, Tyrrell Hatton.
It's a tough one.
Team Europe has some interesting names. Captain's picks were Shane Lowry, John Rahm, Sepp Straka, Victor Hovland, Ludwig Odberg, which as a Texas Tech guy,
Texas Tech legend, baby.
I'm kind of rooting for him. You know, he's a Texas Tech alumni. And Matt Fitzpatrick. So I think it's going to be really good. I think this is like the best field of golfers I've seen for the Ryder Cup. And
Yeah, this is on
quite a
both
while.
sides. On both sides, it's stacked.
I don't know if they do like a spread or anything for this, but I would say it favors Team USA. We have more top 10 golfers on our team, but Team Europe has been looking dominant. Also, if you ever like just watch these on TV or anything, it's not going to be like normal golf where everyone's quiet while someone's swinging. There's going to be hooting and hollering. People are going to be yelling, trying to get in each other's heads, especially over in Team Europe because they're coming to the U.S. More U.S. fans there. I know 2 years ago when the USA went over to Europe, they were getting in our guys' heads a little bit, so we get to give them a little bit get back on this. But it's really just fun. It's almost like the Super Bowl of golf. You know, we say Olympic, Super Bowl, whatever it is. There's a lot of national pride on this, and I'm excited to watch this moving forward. Got anything else for that one, Matt?
Yeah, I mean, I think you know more golf than I do, right? But I'm excited. I'm glad it's on USA soil this time. I just think USA just has more powerhouses. You said they have more top 10s. They also have Bryson DeChambeau, who is certainly a top 5 golfer in the world as well, even though he's not, you know, he's on live. He's not going to be ranked. But
and I don't think they've done the matches for this, like, because it's going to be match play and it'll be like 2 guys versus 2 guys on their team. They'll switch it up and then it'll be single play. Like, I don't think that's been released yet, but I'm interested to see what with Captain America Keegan Bradley cooks up on the lineups. Speaking of lineups, we can get into what you want to talk about a little bit of the Rangers ball.
Yeah, I just wanted to touch on the Rangers real quick. Yeah, season's over.
Season's over. We did a preview last episode with the Rangers against the Astros.
Yeah, they lost that series. They got swept by the Astros. And then proceeded to lose a series to the Miami Marlins of all teams. Are you kidding? Like,
it's pretty much
out. Fair, I mean, they have some young pieces that have bright futures. I mean, the way we're injured, riddled with injuries. Corey Seager, not Adolis. I guess he was injured a little bit, but Simeon, Evan Carter, Nathan Eovaldi, best pitcher in the league when he went out. Personally, I think so. But yeah, season's over. It's a wrap.
Yeah, we will do a baseball preview. We're looking for someone that is a baseball expert to bring in and possibly, do an interview with them, kind of get their thoughts going into October because this is when baseball does get exciting. I did see the Mariners did sweep the Astros and will probably end up winning the division in the West. But as far as like other wild card teams and stuff, we'll kind of get into that maybe in a future episode because it is exciting to watch. This is like when you want to watch baseball, you hope your team's in it, but if it's not, it's still going to be good series all the way.
October baseball is undefeated.
Yeah, people talk about March being one of the best like sports months just because of everything you got going on with the Masters, NCAA, college basketball championships. I think October is right up there. October, November, you kind of, get into football season. Fall is closing out, so it's like, you're in the, playoffs. Hockey starts up. NBA, I think NBA starts up. Does that start in October?
It's October.
Oh, October. So, yeah, I mean, I think October is probably got to be one of the best sports months coming up. So, and we got a Ryder Cup leading into it.
It's fantastic. I mean, y'all can expect a lot of content from a lot of different sports. So no matter what sport you like, hockey, baseball, basketball, football, golf, whatever it is, we're going to have it for you.
And I think that's pretty much all we had for this week. Remember, everyone, please keep streaming the episodes. We appreciate it. Drop some comments. Let us know what your hot takes are. If you're listening on Spotify, I just found out Spotify has like a comment section underneath the podcast. So we're definitely checking that out. Someone said that Matt needs to be paid more.
I agree.
We're actually gonna start charging him for these episodes.
Leave us
some cool takes.
Leave us a comment, mean or nice, whatever it is. We appreciate it.
Also, like we said, Twitter. We got a Twitter at BrodyPod, TikTok at BrodyPod. We're on YouTube, everything now. If you're listening on Spotify, please rate the show. It makes it easier to find. It helps out. Obviously 5 stars. But that being said, Matt, you got any closing thoughts? Else?
Yeah, I mean, if y'all have anything you specifically want us to bring up or talk about, regardless of the sport, just let us know, and on whatever social media platform you want to.
No,
and we'll get to it.
I think next week, looking ahead, just a little scheduling. The podcast might be coming out on Wednesday. We normally record these on Mondays, but I think Matt's traveling, and I got my birthday next Monday, so I think we're going to record Tuesday. Probably won't do a recap of the NFL just because that will be so far behind. But we'll definitely preview that and, college, what we got coming up. And we'll even, talk about how the Ryder Cup finished.
So there certainly will be a lot to talk about next week.
Yeah. But the episode just may be a little delayed. But other than that, I don't have anything else. Matt?
I don't have anything else, man. That's it.
We'll close it out, man. Everyone, God bless you. And we'll see you next week.
All righty. Love y'all.